here today because of a very special training, and I'm going to dive right into it. And it's all about artificial intelligence, AI. And I would like to start to know if you are like, what's your level of awareness when it comes to AI and usage of AI in your business on a scale from 1 to 10? Please let me know in the comment field your awareness level of how to use and implement the functionalities with AI in order to help you moving your business forward. And I'm excited to see what your answer is, because right now we're going to do a deep dive in that is all about leveraging your business with AI. And within this document, I am going to share with you some really cool things that I think would benefit for you to work through. I'll work through it with you from here. If you want a copy of it, because we're going to go through some really cool stuff, during any time at this live, please drop a workbook in the chat or in the comment field, and I'll make sure that we'll send it to you so that you can work it through yourself. But in order for us to be able to do so, and in order for this to make sense, we need to go through the training. And the first thing that I would like to mention in terms of AI, and that's why I'm asked the question: what's your awareness of AI right now? How well aware are you of the functionalities of the different things that comes up with AI on a scale of 1 to 10? Because the most regular mistakes that we can see people doing with AI are 3. And the first mistake that we can see is that people ignore it. And I'm not saying that you should be as well invested as someone in the tech industry. I'm not saying that you should use AI in order to build your stuff, because there are people out there that's already doing that. So ignoring it is kind of like putting a blindfold on and pretending that it doesn't exist. But it really, really does exist. And it's already businesses out there that are using it to leverage their own business. And the intention of this video is to break it up for you so that you can get that, okay, cool, I understand why it's important, just to keep my eyes open to see it as an opportunity, because it is growing and it's going to grow fast. And the last thing that I would like for you to realize down the road is to realize that you're behind because your competition is using something that you can't compete with. And none of us can compete with the brain power of AI, because it processes information infinitely faster than us as human beings. They also have access to the entire World Wide Web in order to harness the information that's out there. We live in the age of information. All the information is out there. All the information about how to do whatever is out there. But that doesn't mean we can access it. It definitely doesn't mean that we can master it and use it to build our own, like the quality that we want to experience in our own lives. But AI can. This training is designed for you to see that the purpose of it and how we can use it in order to leverage our business, doing the right thing at the right time. So the first mistake that we see is that people ignore it. Please don't ignore AI. The second thing that we can see is connected to the same thing. It's believing that it is mediocre. Basically, that it sucks. You know, people see the opportunity with AI, and they consider, no, that doesn't work. It's no good. It can't help me. I tried it once. I did something with something, and it didn't work. It wasn't good enough. Cool, fair enough. I understand. But let's just consider for a second that we used it the wrong way, and we didn't understand how to give a command to that tool to do what we wanted it to do in order to make sure that we're getting a result in our business. If this too makes sense, like ignoring it is a big mistake, because it's really out there. It's like saying that, there are no other people than me out there. There are people out there. There is AI out there. There are AI functionalities. And if you can see that believing that it's mediocre, both of them are pretty dangerous. If that makes sense, please write sense in the comment field so that I know that we're talking the right language. Yeah, I totally agree with you. It is a great tool to use. So let's get into the third one. The third one that we see is to decide that I am not techie enough. To decide that I'm not techie enough, I can't use it because I don't know how to master like the technology of these like heavy duty type of programs. I can assure you, there has never been anything as easy to use as AI if we know what button to press and how to view it as we're coming across it. And in order for us to be able to do so, we need to break out a couple of things. And as I'm working through this, I'm going to go through some really important models. And if you would like a copy of this workbook in order to be able to work with it yourself, then please write workbook in the comment field, and I'll make sure that the team or me myself will send you a copy of this workbook so that you can work with it for yourself in your own business. So the first thing that when we're looking at this is to realize that the opportunity with AI, as the headline says, so the opportunity lies within business processes. And I want to emphasize processes. And when I've emphasized that, I would like to go deeper into. We want to use it to learn more about the stuff that we're doing, and we want to make sure that we do it with a next to nothing, next to zero budget. Because as it is right now, it's not worth investing a lot of money in if you're, especially not if you're a beginner using these tools, because most of them are very affordable or can be used completely for free. And I'm going to talk about one, and that is the absolute biggest one that has been on the market for about 1.5 years now, and it's called ChatGPT. ChatGPT is an AI-generated chatbot that is getting access to the GPT database that is created by OpenAI. If that is important for you, then write it down. Feel like, oh shit, nice, got that. If it's not important to you, forget what I said. What it means is it doesn't cost anything, and it's an opportunity for us to be able to work with something that is really, really amazing at working with business processes. And what's a business process? A business process is everything that you spend time on in your business. It could be whatever. It could be marketing. It could be sales process. It could be understanding your avatar, doing a deep dive into what's really important for the people that you coach and the people that you help. So if you're looking at a client of yours and you really want to dig down into finding out what's the pains, the symptoms and the behaviors, and what is my avatar paying for being that kind of way that person are. AI is amazing at interviewing you, helping you to dig out the gold in really understanding that human being that is your avatar. And it does it infinitely faster than we can with our own head, with a lot more access to a lot more information. So it's really, really cool. So what's a business process? A business process is everything you're spending time at. So if you're spending time, it's part of a process. Cool. So in order for us to be able to leverage this and to do something really amazing with it, the first thing we need to realize is that when we have acknowledged and identified a process, we want to find out a tool that can help us with that process, because there isn't one tool that fixes all, but several tools. AI is growing like wildfire right now. And there are different tools that does different things. One of them is based on language and communication. One of them is made for being able to create videos out of nothing. One of them is to be able to edit videos that you have created with zero, like no effort. And some of them are designed to only work with still images. Some of them are like to help you to deep dive in like sales specifically. Some of them are designed just for client success, making sure that your clients are getting a really amazing journey with you. So there are different tools out there, and we do not want to see, hey, how can I spend the most time at finding as many tools as possible? That doesn't make sense at all. We want to make sure that when we're coming across something that consumes our time, when we're seeing that my calendar is getting smaller, when we are seeing that we're processing more than we are moving forward, then we can see, hey, is there a tool? Is there something that I can be on the watch out for to see if a tool can help me to move forward in my business right now? Critically important. And then when we have that tool, we need to be able to figure out a prompt, which could be called the same thing as a command, basically meaning when you have a prompt or a command, it's how do I communicate to this AI tool on what to do or how to treat the thing that I'm giving it. So how can I tell the tool what to do with the thing that I've given it? So if you need to find a tool, then we need to find the right prompt and command in order to tell that tool what to do. When we've done that, we're going to get a result from the AI. So the AI is going to do something. Maybe it's rendering or editing a video, or it's creating a piece of content for you, whatever. What we want to do then is to step in and put our human touch to this, because there is nothing that can copy and model and take over and do what you do. We want to make sure human touch doesn't mean that you need to process it again. It just means that you need to qualify it and see that, hey, yeah, this is okay. This is exactly what I'm looking for right now. So we need to put a human touch to it. We need to find a tool. We need to make sure that we know how to communicate with that tool so that it does what we want it to do. And then we need to involve ourselves to review it and see that it's done a great job. Basically, like we're doing if we're having someone that works for us, an assistant that has done something, delivers it to you, you go over it and say, yep, this is really cool, or no, you need to rework this. If this makes sense to you, please write sense in the chat so that I know that we're still speaking the same language, and let's continue. Because after we've taken the human tool into it, we want to take it into operation. And this is basically what we do with every process. We want to take it into business, we're putting it to use. So if it's a piece of content, we want to go to social media, we want to post it, or we want to make sure. I'll just stop there for now, because there is an alternative than to put it to use. I can see that it makes sense. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. And when we've taken it into operation, what we can see is that we create something that we would like to call BOP. And BOP stands for Blue Ocean Positioning. To you who have never heard the term blue ocean or red ocean, it just means that a red ocean is when the market space is full of competition. And in order for you to own just like a tiny part of a % of that market space, in order to sell your coaching or your product or whatever, you need to fight a very hard competition. It exists everywhere. It's the one part of business, but what it also means is that you need to work really hard for a little bit of the money that exists within that market space. So what is then a blue ocean? A blue ocean is when you provide a service that is absolutely needed for very many people, for a lot of people, but you have very limited competition. Very limited competition. There are pros and cons with both blue ocean and red ocean. I'm talking to me that started a coaching business helping coaches in Sweden when there was no other people helping coaches in Sweden, which meant that I was very alone with making sure that I was heard in the marketplace. Every time that I connected with a coach, I had to let them know what it was, because it was the first time that many of them had ever occurred or come across someone helping coaches. So I had to make that conversation existing, and that was a couple of years ago. To be more exact, that was more than 3 years ago, almost 4 years ago now. And today there are a lot of people helping coaches, and it has been growing all over the world. So being in a blue ocean isn't only like, okay, I'm in heaven, I'm going to sell like a crazy person, because you also need to make sure that you are that you're introducing your clients to really trust and believe that what you have is valuable and that they need it. So what we can do instead, though, is realizing that there is competition out there. There are people doing the same thing. There are so many coaches out there. We want to make sure that the things that you're doing in operation leads to a blue ocean positioning, so that it allows for you to stand out as the absolute authority within your market, so that people can look at you, see you, and acknowledge you for being the best at doing what you do. Because it's the best way to harness and earn most credits in the marketplace. So really cool. BOP, what does this lead to? It leads to our business growing. We're making more money, and as we're doing that, we are being able to take care of more people, help more people, but also build the lifestyle that we want to have ourselves. So it's part of the things that goes in alignment with your vision of your own business. Yeah, blue ocean. Yeah, absolutely. So really cool. Question from me to you now. Are you interested in growing your business, getting more money into your business, getting more clients into your business? If you are, please write yes in the chat so that I know that we are amongst friends, because this is all about growing our business. Being the best in the market, yeah. If you want to do that, please write yes in the chat. Super cool, because there are really 4 things that we want to do in business. And there are 4 things that I'm specifically looking to get out of being able to use the opportunity with AI. And those are, first of all, replacing you. Replace you in parts of your business. And what that means is getting your time back. So it's a poorly written clock, but it's a clock. So getting your time back, making sure that you don't spend time on stupid stuff that someone or something could do for you. So we want to replace you. That's focus number 1. The second thing that we want to do is that we want to make sure that we enhance client experience. Client experience. So what that means is that we are spending more time and using the opportunity with AI to make the client's experience of being in your program a lot better. Meaning 5-star reviews, meaning that they get the results that they want faster, meaning that they are experiencing a great outcome for themselves in their own lives. And we can use AI to enhance the client experience, but we can also put more of our own time into client experience if we can replace you in some of the other areas that consumes your time. And this is what we want to do. This is what we want to see. This is the opportunity with AI. When it comes to looking into the future, and this is what I want you to do, because even though you might have become a coach because you want to help people, and that you can see that it's a great way for you to build value in your own life and in other people's lives, we also want to see that down the road, this is a business. And what we want to see is that your company value goes up. So that your business is basically becoming worth more for the people interacting with you. And the best way of making sure that the business becomes more valuable for the person that comes in contact with with the business is that the business doesn't stand and fall with you. Because if you are the one doing everything, what's going to happen is that the value is only connected to you as long as you're doing that thing. But if we can start to see it as, I'm going to build something that is more of an organization, something that has a life of its own, that really builds value over time and that keeps growing and that builds and builds to help more people, then we can start to acknowledge a real company value in itself that is not tied to you. And AI can help us do this thing, which is a really, really cool thing. And it's a big, big opportunity. The last thing is the blue ocean positioning. putting you in a place where you can really exfoliate and make others become available for others to see in what way you are the best person doing what you do. So this is really the opportunity with AI. And this is what I want to see us being able to step into. And me saying this might be the most important part. AI is designed to process for you. It's designed to process for you. It's not Google. So the person who comes across an AI machine and uses it as it was Google, which is Googling your way through an answer, it's not the right way of using it, because it's only going to provide you with a proportion of what you're looking for. And it's not going to be very effective either. It's easier to use Google for Googling. When you use AI, you want it to process data, process information, process things that helps you get a deeper understanding of the things that you're doing, helping you to move forward faster, helping you to do the things that is time consuming so that you don't have to. That's the opportunity with AI. It's designed to process for you, and it's all about processing. Processing. And this is an important part of it. And what it also is, it's that it's not connected to any emotions at all, which is that you're going to get it. You're going to always, 100% of the time, you're going to get a straightforward answer, which is rare if we're looking out there when we're looking for real feedback that is not filtered through what I believe or what I feel or my opinions about whatever. You're going to get a straight answer, and it's really, really effective. So it's designed to process for you, and it's all about processing. So what should we then use it for? Well, if we're looking at the three things that we are digging into in our business, looking for creating more leads, what are all the things that you're doing in helping people to see you out there in the marketplace as a coach? What are all the things that you do that is getting people interested in your business? All of those things are time consuming. And I'm not saying that close your eyes, have someone else do it like a machine. What I'm saying is to use it effectively and start opening your eyes to, how can I use this in order to leverage my business so that I can move forward faster? So we use it to create more leads. And then we figure out, what things am I spending time at creating those leads, in terms of marketing, in terms of understanding my avatar and the people that I help within my niche, and doing content and really be visible out there. And in what way could AI help me to make that, to do that for me without me spending time at it? The other thing is convert them into clients, so that we sell. How can I put myself in a position to have AI process the time? It could be the data from sales call. It could be in putting together your scripts for your video sales scripts. It could be whatever it is. How can you get something that you don't need to process yourself, and then you can use that to work with it instead? And then the last thing, enhancing client experience. How can you use AI in order to coach people better and faster? Better and faster. So when it comes to all of this, and if you want this worksheet, we're soon gonna go down in watching an example with ChatGPT. It looks like this. You go to OpenAI, and then you press this button that says try ChatGPT, and you'll have an opportunity to have a chat with ChatGPT. Doesn't cost anything. It's completely free. It's freaking amazing. It can help you so much, so fast. So and we're gonna look at a specific prompt. But before we do that, I would like to go into here and just review this, because there is a funnel that we need to understand. How do I use this in order to benefit benefit the most from it? The first thing is that we need to acknowledge a business process that we would like to get help with. and this is once again this basically the same thing. So there is a business process. We need to find the right tool. We need to take that business process, give it to the tool. For the sake of this example, I'm going to use a piece of content. So I'm going to create a piece of content that is about this, this, and this. Really cool. So that's my process. The process in itself is creating that piece of content. I need to find a tool. I'm going to use ChatGPT as a tool. Really, really cool. And then we need to know the prompt or the command /command that I'm going to give this tool in order to create this content. Cool. Next step is that we put a human touch on it. To see that it's holding up, that it's doing what I want it to do. So I realize my business process, I put it into the right tool, I give the tool the right command, and then when I get the results back, I put my own eyes on it, make sure that it holds up. And what I can do then is that I can put it into operation. What I also want to say right here, so we do this and take it into operation, is that there are so many times as we're starting to use AI that we can see that after we've gotten the first result and before we take it into operation, what we can do is actually go down here and use a secondary tool, which means that we can take the thing that AI has created, we can put it into a secondary tool, and then we can make sure that we give the secondary tool the right prompt, the right command, and then we will get something back and put our human touch to it. And when we've put a human touch to it, then we can take it into operation, which means that we could basically generate, let's say, a video. And I shoot a video, I'm talking into my camera, it looks exactly like this. When I'm done, I'm stuck with a video. Okay, cool. So I'll find an AI tool, and I use that AI tool to clean the background sound. Nice. Background sounds super clear. Then I use a secondary tool to make sure that it looks really neat and really good. So I tell it to balance the whites the whites in the picture. I ask it to put a natural tone to it so that it's pleasing to watch. And then after that, I take a third tool and then I put subtitles underneath. And then I take a fourth tool to just edit out all the buts and all of those things. And all of a sudden, I have a pretty professional rendered video, and I've basically done nothing except just feeding it to different machines that has done all of these for me. And if you're able to use this effectively, yeah, there is a learning curve. In the beginning, we need to learn how to use it, so there is something to invest time in, but it's really more getting into the psychology of using it, not about building it yourself, but really using and leveraging it for yourself in your own business, so that over time, we can start to be ready to implement it as it is growing, and we can use it. Because it's going to help us to be so far in front of our competition that we can't even describe it, because it will process information way faster than we can ourselves. So the last thing that we're going to do here, yeah, a great video tool. Totally agree with you. It is a great video tool, and it's really eye-opening as we're starting to see this as an opportunity for ourselves to be able to build our business way faster, but also kind of better, because it can do stuff that we literally can't. We always will have a second opinion and someone that assists us for basically zero money. And that's cool. So if you haven't tried ChatGPT, please let me know. If you know what ChatGPT is, and if you have tried it, write ChatGPT in the chat so that I know that you've tried the tool out. If you haven't, please go to OpenAI that says in the upper left corner, and then you press this button. You scroll down a little bit. You register an account. Totally free, not connected to me at all. It's just my pleasure of giving it to you as a gift. And then you're going to get into a chatbot that looks like this. So basically, you're going to be able to talk like if you're in Facebook Messenger, but you're going to talk to a very highly sophisticated. Okay, cool. So I see that there is some knowledge about ChatGPT here. You're going to be able to have a conversation. So you're going to be able to talk to this chat, and I'm just going to show it in the beginning. This is something that you can ask to be sent to you, and it will be sent to you by us. So this is me asking, what are 10 problems coaches face running their company? This is just a question that I ask randomly, and what happens is that I get an answer with 10 different things that this AI machine has taken out and just broken out for me. So, okay, so here's 10 examples of what the problems coaches face when they're running their company. And this is then one part of it, and then we have another part of it, and then we have a third part of it, and then I sneaked in a little framework for you on how to use it in order to use it to actually create content and to be able to use this effectively. So the only thing that I would love for you to do is write framework or workbook. Workbook is probably easier because this is a workbook. Write workbook in the chat, and we will send this so that you can get all of these pieces so that you can know how could I use this in order to be able to figure out the first step of my own AI journey in my business myself. Please do that and feel free, and we'll send it to you. The last thing that I want to go through is the VA AI multiplier. Because looking into your future, most coaches, based on statistics, do not have any help, any assistance in their business, but a VA is basically then a virtual assistant. And when we really get into this and can apply the VA AI multiplier, then is really when we're getting into this. So we have our VA, it's a virtual assistant, someone that helps us on a distance and does assistant stuff for us. And then we have AI, not IA, but AI, artificial intelligence. Then what we can do is that we can teach our VA how to use AI, and then it goes really fast, because then I really get my time back super fast. I'll be able to get those better quality results from my clients, and then I will be able to raise the value of my company so that it becomes more valuable. And like I said in the beginning, put ourselves in a blue ocean positioning, putting ourselves in a really with an edge in the marketplace, being able to grow my business for much more faster. So this is an open opportunity for you. Please, if you want this, write workbook in the comments. I promise you that we'll share it to you. But this is 33 minutes in. I didn't intend for this to go on so long, but it's been a pleasure meeting you this Thursday, talking about the opportunities with AI. And I really, really, really hope that you have seen something that allows for you to open up your eyes just slightly to see that there are tremendous opportunities coming our way, working online as coaches in business with the development of AI that happens all over the world right now. Please give me a quick, what's your biggest takeaway? What was one thing that stood out for you that you would like to take with you? And if it's a small thing, write a small thing. If it's a big thing, write a big thing. Huge thanks from me to you, no matter what. And I'll see you in the group much more and very soon. Until then, take care. Bye.